Dream Pilot interview, take one. Take one, because I got to be able to be heard. Dream Pilot interview, take one. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Convos with Cruger, and we are here today with a very special guest. It's the co-founder of Dream Pilot Media, Stefan Nichols. What's up, cuz? How you doing?
Hey man, another day, man. One more day to get better.
That's right, that's right. Now, I know this is going to be a good interview because we always talk good. You know, I'm always leaving with some type of information, some type of nuggets, you know. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about Dream Pilot Media.
Well, Dream Pilot Media, we out of Stock, Florida, and we pretty much been up and running for the last, I'll say year, probably a year. And we specialize in media, but we do a lot of content. We create our own content, and we also help people launch their ideas, and like logo work, short commercials, branding. We do branding, and basically just all across the board. We do a lot of stuff. So, but mostly though, it's not just a media thing. It's really just to help. It's really to help our community and showcase a lot of people who really wouldn't get that platform nowhere else.
Okay. So what made y'all come up with the name Dream Pilot? Why that?
Well, like everybody has dreams, and I just noticed a lot of people used to come, will come to me and they'll, ask little, certain things what's going on as far as how do I do this? How should I start this? Or let me get your opinion on this. So I was like, well, I guess that's some type of, I ain't gonna say a gift, but it's something that I was blessed with to kind of help people pursue certain things, or like they value my opinion, I guess, enough to to even come to me. So we just said, like, while we pursue our dreams, because we like media and we like just content creation in general, so we said we will help other people too, other people who probably want to learn something but they just don't know how, because a lot of people have goals but they be scared to just reach out and actually try to pursue it. So we want to facilitate that for a lot of people, especially in our community, who don't get the chance every day to do their due diligence in that.
Good. So how do you think like y'all impacting the community so far? Since y'all only been here like a year, how do you feel like y'all impacting the community?
Man, right now it's kind of it's kind of hard to tell because we get feedback. I know we get a lot of feedback. Like, how it is on social media anyway. Like, people probably won't like or comment, but when they see you out in public, they be like, "Hey man, I like you. I like your video," or I saw what y'all did. I like that. Keep it going. So I know people are watching. And I think the biggest thing is, though, we're just having fun. So that's the most I get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, far as that's the best thing I get out of it, actually having fun and being creative and having something to look forward to.
That's a good way to look at it, because some people get frustrated. And, some people, even myself, get frustrated when you don't see the payoff. Have you dealt with that? And if you did, how do you process it?
Well, I guess my history of, just pursuing stuff, even through sports and everything when I was younger, playing college ball and everything, so and look professional. But so I guess when you've been pursuing stuff and you done had a little bit of disappointments, it kind of like callous you a little bit in certain areas of your life. So you just learn to keep working and really don't worry about because if you're doing something for the money, like right off, you're gonna quit pretty much every time.
Yeah.
So, but if you're doing something because you love to do it, and you want to make that like I would say a career, and you can actually give back to others at the same time, I'll trade that from working a 9 to 5 anywhere, especially if I can, be able to make enough to, to pay all, my bills and take care of my family. So, can't ask for nothing more than that.
What has been your biggest accomplishment so far for yourself personally?
Since we started this, I would probably say, man, just helping other people. Because I know because the reason why I say that, because with us, it's so easy to go ahead and help yourself when you have the, the resources. So you can always do something for yourself, and, but like when you help other people and you see them like, okay, we started them doing, podcasts, or, we helped them with their business design, and now they're running with it. And now they're, they may be able to employ somebody and help somebody. So that's, it's good. It's a good feeling to be able to help people though. So I mean, that's what I got out so far as my best, accomplishments. Yeah.
What's the most lessons you learned? What's the best lessons you learned? Good, dealing with good stuff or bad stuff?
Man, basically be flexible and be understanding, and especially when you starting off, because we don't have no big Hollywood budget. So
Right.
like if you ask somebody, hey man, you want to be in this film or this or that, and if they commit to it and they don't show up, and you're like, you know what, I understand, because you're not trying to be Denzel Washington or Kerry Washington, whoever, so I know anytime somebody actually show up and help is genuine. So you just learn to appreciate it. And I just say one thing I did learn, like it's just always good just to try to be careful and plan. Have like three or four plans, in place in case something go wrong. Like bring backup cameras, backup batteries, another microphone, because if you think something can go wrong, it's probably gonna go wrong while you're filming. So, yeah.
That's good. Now, tell us a little bit about the content that y'all create, like personally, and like what's the most favorite for you? What's your most favorite project that you produce?
I mean, one of my most favorite projects is the Judah series, of course, because everybody, like we was talking earlier, a lot of people want the hood movie. They want to see the average story of somebody, made it from drug dealing or rapping or whatever, and they made it. Somebody died, and somebody make it out. So we want to do something a lot different. So we want to do like the the noir, the old gray, the black and white themes, and the old, what I'm saying, like it's crime, but it's funny. Everything, what I'm saying, it's comedy, and it's real messages within it. If you actually understand like how we framing it up and the names we use, and we kind of like just try to plant seeds with people so they'll actually want to go research certain stuff, So that's one of my favorite things. And another, I guess, is the podcast I was doing with my cousin a while back last year, doing football season. And that was just fun, man, because we Gator fans, so we had Florida State fans, Miami fans. We had all these different people, interacting with us, and it was just fun though. It's something to look forward to, and Florida and football, you can't beat that, man. So that was two probably my favorite projects that we did so far.
Now I know football was a good thing. Why y'all never did a basketball, or y'all,
I don't know, man. I guess probably because of the time consumption of like everything we had going on. Because it's like, I'm gonna tell you how work been coming from us. As soon as we say, hey, we need to concentrate on one thing, we'll have 5 different calls coming from a different direction that's pulling us here and there. So we have to try to, kind of stymie in between both, like both avenues of helping somebody and working on what we got going on. And really with basketball, we just never really just got around to it. But that's one thing that we want to do. Like, it probably wouldn't be bad to cover the NBA bubble right now.
Yeah.
So, maybe we may look into that, like probably the later rounds of the playoff. Because right now they're in the first round, so probably the later rounds we probably will.
Okay. Yeah. Has the pandemic affected you guys anyway, as far as production?
Man, actually it helped. Because it really made us focus on, just a lot of little small details, and the small details is what make the big turnarounds happen. So we pretty much just started like writing more, because a lot of stuff we did, we have real good imaginations, anyway. When you're born in you kind of like raised in the 80s, so we didn't have all these different distractions what a lot of kids have now, so we had to use our imagination. So a lot of stuff we were just coming with on the fly. And I was like, how much better would we be if we actually, wrote a lot of this down and actually like really game plan on screenshots and like wardrobe and just locations instead of just winging it. So it actually helped, just like really just made us focus on really what we want to do. And that's actually been a plus.
So where do you draw inspiration from whenever you guys are producing?
Right now, man, I mean, the biggest thing of inspiration is it's actually just having a goal of where we want to go. And like when we see a lot of we watch a lot of movies, man. Like I'm always on Amazon Prime, Vimeo, and YouTube. So we look at a lot of people that came before us. Like, I mean, I'm inspired by Rudy Ray Moore, and not just making his type of content, but if you see like what he had to come from. Like if you see how he had to go get his own money, how he had to, like get his own building and like film out of that, and he had to, he just pretty much had to struggle for it. And that's what made it even better. Even the Madam C.J. Walker movie, just for her to bring her hair products out, like all those type of movies. So we've been drawing off people who came before us, and really we just want to be independent. We really don't care about having a big production deal with, this company or that company. So we just love what we do, man. It's fun.
Oh, that's good. So you mentioned a few people that I would consider like mentors, like people you look up to. Is there anyone else that you like specifically like go to and look up to, like as far as a mentor or somebody you can follow their blueprint?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Even though he has some kind of far out there movies, Quentin Tarantino is a genius, man. Like when you watch how he, like one thing I'm learning, like with the camera, you can kind of tell people what to pay attention to, and he's very good at that. And like when you first, it's like with music and everything. If you don't produce music, you really don't pay attention to the intricate details. You pretty much just been entertained. But when you if you engineer it or produce it, like what they're doing and how they're manipulating this sound, are they doing this? So you have more respect for it. So that's one of the biggest things, man. I'm just learning. I learned so much just from watching some of his films. And actually, with his films, man, they could be silent films, because if you just take the dialogue away and just watch the camera, you can still tell what's going on in the movie. And a lot of movies you can't do that. So that's why I like Quentin Tarantino. But I still like Ruta Ray Morris, because he did a lot of stuff back in the early '60s and '70s with stuff that even the instant replay, Rolling Down the Hill and Dolomite's Revenge. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like classic right there. Nobody had never done stuff like that. But it was funny, but it was just genius at the same time. He was in his own lane. So I respect that.
All right, so we talked about the Judah series. What other type of, you talked about the Judah series, you talked about the podcast. What other type of productions do you guys do? I know one, I want you to say it. I don't really want to say it, but it's TT.
Oh.
I want to talk about TT Candy.
Oh yeah.
And how did that come along?
Man, it's just really TT Candy should have been here. I mean, the person behind TT Candy. TT Candy could have been, a comedian, 30, 40 years ago if he wanted to. He's just funny, and we always used to sit around the card table, be talking and stuff, and everybody just be telling him like, hey man, why don't you just record this and put it out there? Because if you just gonna sit up here and tell jokes and be funny all day, you might as well make money off of it. So he actually agreed to it and just started doing stuff, man, and we just been running with it, man. And like that's real. It's fun to do that though. It's real fun to do that. And really, it's what makes it real funny is it's nothing written. He just go. So that's why you don't know what but just keep your hand on that beat button. That's all. That's all you have to do, and you good.
That's good. So, cuz, talk about like any failures that you guys faced, like any failures that you looked at and just like it was frustrating. You said, well, we're going to bounce back. How do you handle your failures, if you have any?
I mean, I look at every failure as just what it is. You fail to do something then. It don't mean that defines everything you're going to do from then on, So really, failing is probably one of the best things that can happen to you when you're trying to be creative, because like what mistakes you made, and you pretty much, it sharpens you. And you just, what I'm saying, like, it's always possible of happening, but the more you prepare, like, put it like this. I remember doing a skit, getting ready to do a skit for somebody, and I get there, and I don't even have a camera with me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to wait, had everybody to stop and wait. They're looking at me like, man, you don't even have your camera, but it made me think like, okay, from now on, I need to have a checklist.
Yeah. And
I can't leave until I actually sit there and like make sure we have everything. And even, like the little story I shared with you earlier about, a little bit of focus problem with my own two eyes. So I'm thinking I'm in focus and I'm not in focus. So, just learning like that. So, yeah. But it's all teaching, though.
Right. So, all right. So, we facing some crazy times in the world. Do any of your productions face reality? Like, and what do you think we are with reality? And like, how do you use what you have as a tool?
I mean, like, I would go with like what we was doing with Pastor Paid. Pastor Paid is, it's a pastor that, I mean, it said his name says it all. Pastor Paid. He's trying to get money, but it kind of makes people, you know, I think in hindsight, kind of look at the state of what we do far as people, and like this the things that I would say the avenues that we actually find ourselves involved in when it comes to either spirituality, far as church, and like knowing the word for yourself. And I would just say this, like even with the pandemic and everything that's going on, it's kind of like it's kind of making people question, what they've been doing with their life in the past couple, I say the past 10 years, like what have you really been doing? Because with everything that's going on now, it's pretty much being exposed, So, but like Pastor Paid is definitely something like the reason why I mention him, because as far as with church, you can't go to church right now. So what is your relationship with God like on your own without you being, kind of led, hey, turn to Psalms, this,
Right.
let's sing this song, let's praise God in this way, hey, stand up and clap, like, so now it's really just showing people like, okay, so what are you doing in your own, personal life? So, but a lot of the stuff that we actually, film, we kind of throw a life situation in there. So it's always something that, people, if you're really paying attention to what we're doing, we entertaining you, but we kind of trying to educate you at the same time. So some people get it, some people don't, but I mean, if you can get out of 1,000 people, you get 50 of them to like your content and keep moving on to the next 1,000. Next thing you know, you'll have a big fan base. So, I mean, that's what we look for.
Okay, that's good. Now, what's some things that you guys stand on that, that you really see, that you really want to have in each production? What are some of those things that you stand on?
As far as what we stand on, we definitely want to have something positive, because there's so much negative going on out there. Like, you can go, if you want negative, you can just go to any other, you can go to the movie channels, you can go to talk shows, you can definitely podcast, and you can get all the negative you want. So we want to, like, when people see our content, we want them to be educated, and we want them to be entertained, but we want them to feel good about themselves. But most of all, we want people to be inspired. Because if they can see us do it, like, well, hey, I may not be trying to be into media or music or whatever, but I do have a, a goal of doing something. And I'm watching somebody who look like me, where I'm from, accomplish something. So that's one thing that we always try to do, man. And we always want to uplift people. We never want to tear people down, man. Never that. So.
Now, not only do you guys do production, but you also do your own tracks and soundtracks too, right?
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I've been producing, man, for years. I started like really like touching the sampler, and my cousin had turntables, and he was into scratching, but I was more into sampling and trying to loop stuff, and then it just turned into just beat making, and I never really just put it down. Even when I was in college, I just always had, found time. I found time to mess with it, and actually I found a few dudes who was on campus that was making beats. So in between me playing sports and practicing and stuff, I was, at least out of 5 days, I'm over there probably 3 days, and probably over there all night. Really don't have no business over there all night, but that's how much I love the music, man. And then, it's pretty much coming into, full circle with what we do now. Because a lot of people be looking for, sounds and, just certain stuff for commercials or their wedding video, their, whatever they have going. So it's just good to be able to, to supply your own source of music.
Okay, good. All right, so where do you see you guys going, and what are some of the upcoming projects you have, and what's some things you're looking forward to?
I see us going, far as, basically I see like, doing more doing an independent movie. Like the goal is by the end of 2021 to have an independent movie, and we just don't want to have a movie where we just showcase it on Facebook or YouTube. We actually want to try to get it on a local platform, several platforms, and just keep going from there. And far as like with helping people, we want to do more with the youth around here, like get them exposed, and actually like once we get everything set up with what we have going, we want to probably try to bring on people to intern and and show them camera, music, and just stuff that they can do, and they could start their own business one day. So that's like one of the main things that we want to do, and that's important because you got to pass it on. You can't take nothing with you anyway, so
Right.
You got to pass it on.
Right. All right, if it was something that you could tell anybody that may give them hope or inspiration, what would it be?
Man, this is my motto, and it's the same thing for exercising. You lapping everybody that's sitting on the couch. I don't care if you just start from day one. It don't matter, like, the ideas that you may have, or even if you think it's a stupid idea. You never know. It may be genius to somebody else, but nobody will never know what you have, or, especially your goals, your dreams, or you may have a design idea. Or you may bake cakes. I don't know. Whatever you may do, if you know you're good at it and you got a gift at it, you should at least you owe it to yourself to try it. Even if you fail, you owe yourself, at least, because there's people out here that don't have no talent out here doing very well, and that's because they keep trying, and they've been rewarded with trying. I mean, faith without works is dead anyway. And faith is an action. It ain't just I believe, like, you got to actually go out there and do it. So, and people will help you if they see you doing something. That's the biggest thing.
Okay, good. So, is there anything else that you want to talk about? Anything else that you want to get off your mind? Something you want people to know?
I think the biggest. Another thing is, just supporting people. Like, one thing about me, it don't matter who it is. If I see somebody doing something and I know that they're actually really, they having an impact, or they just really trying to get on their feet, I'm always support, man. So I think that's the biggest thing. We got to start supporting each other, and we can't be, like, I guess I'm gonna say slow to help celebrate people, because a lot of people around here doing, starting their own businesses, and I think, and really COVID is kind of, making people realize, like, these jobs that you're going to every day, they really don't have no loyalty, Right. Like, you can go do everything good for 20 years, and then on year 21, they may call you and say, hey, I'm sorry, you got to go. Like, it's nothing personal, it's just business. One thing I learned, an offer is only good as long as the person who offered it is, far as it's good for them. So whether that offer is up, it's just like a limit time offer, right? If I'm offering you a service, or right now, 50% off. And that's because I probably needed to work or whatever, what I'm saying? But hey, once things catch back up, just like at a convenience store, or either at a retail store, it's that offer is up. So that's just like your job. So I just don't want to go work for 30 years and make somebody else rich, and I just barely have enough to go on a vacation every year. And you may still see me at 7 years old waiting outside of Walmart saying, have a good day,
right.
Welcome to Walmart. And I ain't, bashing nobody that's doing that, but I'm just saying, I just think, while we have the opportunity and the gates are down, the reason I say the gates are down, because with media right now, and just a lot of, like, just in the whole creative type of world right now, everything is open. So with you having all these platforms to get your ideas out there, like far as advertising and all these other platforms, that Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest, all these different places, you don't have no choice. You don't have no excuse to say nobody can come see what I'm doing. So it's all about putting yourself out there, and 2020 is the year to make a mark.
Now, when you say support, I think a lot of people think about financial support. Break down the type of supports that you're talking about.
It's something called, I listen to this group on YouTube, ADOS. And one thing this one lady, Yvette Carnell, always say, when she start all her videos, please hit that like button. It costs you nothing to share, like, or comment. And little stuff like that, I just pass it on. And I know sometimes, like, you may be riding in your car or somewhere on social media, and you may see something, and you may not even be able to watch that anymore. You may be getting ready to walk, I don't know, you may be getting ready to walk inside of a building to go to work or something. But if it's somebody that share it, because just because you may not be interested in it, the next person may, find some type of enlightenment, or I may need that resource. So even if I don't, even if I'm not a electrician, and if I see somebody that's a fellow electrician, and I may pass them on to somebody else, you know what I'm saying? So a word of mouth, is a big thing. So we got to have that going, because they share bad stuff.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because if I was sharing fights, I'd probably if we were just going around, just going to block parties, like sharing fights and shootouts and stuff, man, that'd probably be some of the biggest content ever.
In the New York Minute.
Yeah, probably 1,000 subscribers within 30 seconds.
Right.
Almost like World Star Hip Hop, because of, the vibe and the energy that they give off, man. So I just think it's very important to share people's stuff.
Okay. So how can we contact you? Give us a YouTube channel, maybe some Facebook information. How can we contact you guys?
On YouTube, you can reach us at Room 1104, and on Facebook, we Dream Pilot Media, and even our email is 1104sound@gmail.com. But yeah, we could definitely be reached. Like if you got any type of projects you want to work on. But you know, just like anything, you got to give people a heads up. You can't call us on Monday and say you want to do something Tuesday, you know.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing. This is Stefan Nichols. I'm with Dream Pilot Media. We could be reached at Room 1104 on YouTube, Dream Pilot Media on Facebook, and this is Convos with Cruger. Till next time.